How long were you an RA and where?
I was an RA at the University of Washington for 2 years.
And while you worked at the University of Washington, did you supervise roommate relations at all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was part of our job, was to make sure that roommates got along and everything.
Were you ever involved in incidences where roommates didn't get along?
Um, yes, a couple times. Um, where some roommates had different sleeping patterns, or they just didn't like their other roommates. So, yeah.
Can I ask you to re-say that and say yes, I was involved in incidences with roommates a few times, and just so I can cut and paste
Do you
it.
want me to elaborate on
Sure,
it,
just
or?
talk about it but but say instead of saying yes, say yes, I did this or
Okay, okay.
something. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Yes, I did observe a few roommate conflicts while I worked there.
What what were as an RA? What did you tell roommates when they were in conflict, and how did you help resolve conflict?
In order to resolve some conflicts as an RA, I told my residents the most important thing to do is communicate with each other, because a lot of times if you think someone's doing something to bother you, they really don't know that their behavior is upsetting you. So if you don't tell them, they'll never know. And so I feel like a majority of roommate conflicts definitely stem from a lack of communication.
And do you think, in general, sometimes people who have never lived with somebody before don't know how to behave with a roommate? And just talk about how you think some roommate conflicts arise. Like maybe it's people haven't lived with somebody before, or what?
I think at the beginning of the year, when two people meet each other, or three people, however many are living together, everyone kind of wants to be that cool roommate and say, "Oh, this doesn't matter. I'm totally fine with people staying up really late, or I'm totally fine with having people over." And for the first week or so, it's really fun and everyone loves each other. But then after that, you realize I have class at 8:30 every day, and I can't have all these random people in my room or apartment all the time. And people start getting ticked off, and then they don't want to talk to each other about it because they're the ones who said at the beginning that they're okay with things. So it sort of is a cycle, I guess, and it kind of all stems from not saying exactly what you needed in the beginning.
And one last question. If you've talked to your roommate and the problem still hasn't gotten better, what do you suggest as a former RA that people do?
I guess if they're not listening and it's really something unlivable, go talk to your RA and they should know where to go from there.
Excellent. Thank you so much.